It's time for a fall shop my stash. In fact, it's time for a very overdue fall shop my stash. So without even wasting any time, let's just get right into it. If you're curious to find out what products I have pulled out to use in the next 2 to 3 months or so, then keep on watching. Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? I'm really still on a high, even though it's like the middle of the night, because I just filmed my giveaway reveal. I hope to be able to get that up, I guess by Mondays. What is that, September? We're not in September, Natalia, we are in October. Probably by the time you're seeing this, that video will already be up. So if you're curious or if you haven't heard and you've entered and you want to know who the winner was, you can go ahead and watch that video. I can link it down below. But today we're doing a video that has been on my list for weeks and I have been unable to film it before because if you've watched any of my recent collection videos, you know that I had a little bit of it wasn't really a health scare, it was just very odd. I got a cold sore, which is actually fairly common for me. Unfortunately, I hate them. They're not attractive. You know, usually you have a sore on your lip for a couple of weeks, and in my case, my lip first swells up for the first few days and just looks very unsightly. In this case, it was on my lower lip, slightly off to my left, and it affected the entire left side of my face. So I was really swollen all through here. I had ear pain, and I was not comfortable going on camera looking like that. It was just not pretty. For a few days, my bottom lip was so swollen. It looked like lip injections gone wrong. It was really not pretty. So a lot of the videos that I was hoping to film over the past 2-3 weeks had to take a bit of a backseat, and I'm only getting around to shopping my stash for fall now. I've started using these products. I've prepped the products weeks ago and I added or subtracted a few things actually as I was doing my makeup collection videos. I think we should just jump in. I have a lot. Usually when I pick out things for Shop My Stash, I don't get to use everything. This is kind of like a wish list of all the things I would like to try over the next few months, but I don't wear makeup often enough to rotate through products that quickly. But I still want to have that variety. I still want to see what I get inspired to use in the moment. Before we jump in, for any of those of you guys that are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you here. My name is Natalia and I'm doing a year-long no-buy for the entire year of 2020, which is where things like Shop My Stashes really come in. This really allows me to explore what I already have, to help me curb that enthusiasm and prevent me from buying a bunch of new things. So if you're also doing a no buy or a low buy, or just looking for videos that will inspire you to use more of what you already have, then you're in the right place. I hope that you will stick around. I hope that you will consider subscribing, and I hope that you will join our frugal family. Let's jump into my fall shop my stash. All right, we're gonna go in the order of how I apply things to my face. I generally do my base first and then go in with eyeshadow, and then sometimes I'll come back and add things on. Like if I didn't choose a highlighter yet, I usually do my lips last. I'm hoping actually to try to get into the habit of doing my eyeshadow first. I know it's so much easier, and the few times I do it that way, I really enjoy it because of course I can clean up all the fallout, but it's just habit to go ahead and slap on the primer and the foundation first and go from there. So we'll go in that order. Some of these things were definitely inspired by my makeup collection videos, including the primers. So one of the primers I selected is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This has been around for a long time. This was first really hyped up on YouTube because it was a brand new product, and then people kind of changed their mind, especially once the First Light priming filter came out. Is the purple one, because between the two, and you will hear a lot of creators say this, between the two, I definitely prefer the purple one, but I have this one, and when I was doing my makeup collection, I realized that I need to give it some love. I haven't used it in a while. I'd like to see, do I really still like it at all? Is this a product that needs to stay in my collection, or should I just go ahead and pass this along to somebody? I'm not one to just get rid of products though. I really need to feel strongly about why I dislike them. I need to have some sort of a strong opinion about them before I let them go. I I just in general have a hard time letting go of things. So I am going to give this a shot in the fall and see how it goes. It has definitely a very bright sheen to it, and I feel like, especially with my aging skin, I might not enjoy this as much because I have a feeling it's going to show texture. But it's getting colder. My skin definitely needs a little bit of help in the glow department because it is very dry. So I figured I'd see how it goes. And then speaking of dry, this is the milk cooling water. I thought this would be fun to use because it's very hydrating and refreshing, and I believe it's something I actually completely forgot to include in my makeup collection video. It was right here on my desk staring at me the whole time, and I just missed it. This was in a Sephora kit I bought back in 2019, and I did actually do a video about this product along with a bunch of new products in my collection that I had yet to use at that time. For foundations, I selected two of my least used. One is the No. 7 Lift and Illuminate. This was in a Makeups Regrets video I did as a collab with a good friend of mine here on YouTube, Tan from Tan's Beauty. I can link that video either down below or in the cards. And this is too dark for me, but I decided I'm going to try to use this with some of my lighter concealers, because even one of my concealers in my Project Pan is a bit too light on its own, so I might try to mix those two and see if I can do it that way. And then the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation, which I do have on actually with the Urban Decay Naked Concealer, which is a bit light for me, that is in my Project Pan. So I mixed those two today because this is also slightly dark, not as dark as the No. 7. This is the darkest foundation I think I have, and it's like totally wrong shade for me. This one's close, but not perfect, and I don't know how I feel about it, so I'd like to use it more and see. And then we have concealer. Actually, no, then we don't have a concealer because I decided not to pull in a concealer. I'd like to keep just using the ones in my Project Pan and just see how much damage I can do on those. I have two concealers in my Project Pan for color matching reasons, so I think that's plenty. Okay, for powder, I mentioned in my makeup collection video that there's a couple of powders I really need to get a scope on whether or not I'm actually ever going to use these again. One of them is this NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. It's giant, it's messy, and I need to know if it's worth all the hassle. Am I actually going to ever use this thing up? So I want to use this a bunch in the next couple of months and get a real grasp on what I think about it, because if it's not worth the trouble, and if I know that other than this Shop My Stash, I'm never going to be really pulling for it or excited to use it, I'm probably going to let it go. Same with this Makeup Forever powder. This used to be a very popular powder just in general, I think, in the makeup world, not just on YouTube, but even among makeup artists. And this is the Micro Finish powder. I just don't remember what I think about this, and I have two of these little sizes, and I need to know if I am going to actually enjoy using it, because then I can migrate the two little mini sizes into one and eventually use it up. So that's what we're gonna do for powder. For bronzer, my makeup collection videos reminded me that I have a bunch of these little palettes that I never reach for. Like, this is the Pure Sculpt palette. Got this on clearance from Ulta, and this has 3 different colors. I doubt all 3 are gonna work on my skin. In fact, I know they won't, because I remember that from when I did used to use this a few times, but it's been a while and I don't remember what I think of these, and I need to give them a try and see if it's worth keeping this little guy. And same for this Ulta Beauty Duo. This has like a bronzer highlighter situation, and I just don't remember how I feel about it, so I need to give it a try. Picked out a few blushes, all kind of fall central except for one, which I usually prefer in the winter, but I don't know, I was feeling it. I really wanted to give it some love and attention, and I have so many more fall colored blushes, and I have a feeling I will reach for other ones because there's just so many I'd like to try again and remember what I think about them, or maybe others that I know I love in the fall that I didn't put in here because I just want to see what I think of these. So the Marc Jacobs Flesh and Fantasy is one that I really like for all year round. I know I love this blush, and I just want to use it at least a couple of times this season because it's a perfect nude blush. Then pulled out the Benefit Dallas because I haven't used it a lot, and I'd really like to know if this is another one of those blushes that's worth keeping for me. I pulled out this little Laura Geller blush in Brighton and Boysenberry, and it's actually what I have have on today. So there's that. If you'd like to see swatches of all of these, I swatched all of my blushes in my blush collection video, so I can go ahead and link that for you guys so that you can see these and all the other blushes that I currently own. Then I pulled out another Laura Geller blush. This is the Baked Blush and Brighten in Sunlit Rose. I think this blush is just so beautiful for all year round. I wanted to have like one brighter option because all the other ones I picked out were more like nudie, browny, terracotta-ish colors for the fall. And then this is a blush I've never used, and I've showed it before on my channel, and I've had a couple of people comment and say that it's definitely a pretty blush, a very unique color, and that I should give it a go, because I was debating whether this is one I should use or save for a future giveaway or give away brand new or donate. But I do have to say it's a color I don't really have in my collection. Maybe I have something close-ish, but I'm curious. I'm curious enough where I decided I'm gonna put it into this Shop My Stash and give it a go. For highlighter, I actually pulled in a really special one, and it's a brand new highlighter in my collection. And yes, even though I'm on a no buy, I have a brand new highlighter, and it's all thanks to Tan from Tan's Beauty, who gifted me this gorgeous highlighter. She heard me talk about this in a video and how I really wish I could get my hands on this highlighter, and she kindly went ahead and got it for me, and I am beyond thankful, beyond thankful. I've used it twice so far. I'm really enjoying it, and I'd like to keep using it, so that's definitely going into my Shop My Stash. And then I picked out 3 other highlighters in a similar shade. At least I feel like it's going to be a similar shade. They swatch similar, and I'm really curious to see how similar they are on my cheeks, because I'm wondering if I need to keep all 3 of these. One of them was in my summer Shop My Stash, and I'm bringing it back, even though I did use it, because I didn't use it in comparison to these other 2. So the 3 highlighters I'm talking about is the Urban Decay highlighter in Sin, and that's what that one looks like. Lorac highlighter in Starlight, there's that one. And then this is the one that was in my summer Shop My Stash, and this is the Pixie highlighter. This was a collab with Aspenova, and this is in Santorini Sunset. I just feel like these 3 are the closest in color in my collection, and they're also in some ways the closest in texture. Like the Lorac and the Pixie especially are a bit more powdery. They go on really beautifully. I mean, I really enjoy all 3 of these highlighters. I've used all 3 of these actually quite a lot. These are some of my more used highlighters, because I do have a bunch of highlighters. I still have to film that collection video for you guys sometime. This is why these 3 are in here. I am toying with the idea of narrowing them down. Whether I'll be able to do it or not, I can't promise, but at least that is sort of the premise, the idea. Next, I have in front of me all of my lip products, and even though usually I would go in with eyeshadow and then finish off with lips, I feel like just getting these out of the way, because I went ham on lips and then I went hardcore on the eyeshadow palettes. I don't know who I think I am, because I feel like I picked out 20 eyeshadow palettes to use in 2 months while wearing makeup once to twice a week. My math clearly needs help. I don't know what's going on, but regardless. One of the products I selected for lips is this Flawless Soft Matte Liquid Lipstick, and this is in George. I do keep it still in its packaging just because I think it's such cool packaging. It has like this built-in little home. I bought this because I remember back in the day, Samantha March and a few other YouTubers were raving about these Flawless liquid lipsticks, and I'll be honest, I've only used this a couple of times, maximum 3 to 4 times, and it's just a shame. I really want to try it some more. I really do. And then the rest of these I feel like are primarily fall type colors for me, because if I need a true nude or something else, I know where to go. That's easy for me. I can just pull something. But these are colors that I don't use necessarily very often. Some of them I really want to test out and see if I want to keep around. Lime Crime in Salem. This is like a true brown. I'm not going to swatch right now because there's a lot. I just need to get through this. Ofra in Verona, another brown but more light, like a brown nude. Galactic Posh. I have worn this once in a recent video. I can't remember. Oh, it was, I believe, my favorite fall eyeshadow palettes video. So you can go ahead and check it out. And I really enjoyed it, which is why I put it into my fall Shop My Stash. Let's see, are there any more brownie colors? There's this one, which is brand new. It's the Bite Beauty in Chai. This is one of their older lip formulas. It came in a holiday set a couple of years back. And this was a color, as you can tell, I don't think I ever used. And I didn't even know that. This should have been in one of my brand new and never used type of videos, because I have filmed a couple of those. Another Bite Beauty lipstick in pepper. This one is something I have used and really enjoy. I felt like this was a darker, more fall type of nude for me. Now I also have this Lancome, what are these called? These are the shakers, but these are like, they're matte shakers, I believe. And this color, I don't think I've ever used it, but this color just screamed fall to me. I have ColourPop Tootsie. I think I pulled this into a Shop My Stash earlier in the year and I never got a chance to use it. So I was hoping to use it a few times just to make a little bit of more of a dent on it, because it is an older product. And then I believe the rest are like more berry type colors. So let's go through the other Bite Beauty lipsticks. I have this one in Plum. How beautiful is that, right? So pretty. I love these sort of colors in both the fall and winter. And then, oh, this is a nude. Never mind. I pulled in my Ritzina. I forgot that. I think I pulled this in because I figured it would be a good mixing color. Like in case something is too dark for me, I could sort of water it down with Ritzina. And it is the oldest Bite Beauty lipstick I have, because while these are the older formula, they're Amuse Bouche lipsticks, this is their older formula. This is one of their luminous cream lipsticks. So if you guys have been on YouTube or have been makeup lovers long enough to remember this one in Ritzina, this used to be a favorite of Natalie from Flower Bomb 31, and she talked about it so much that eventually I just had to go out and buy it. So there's that. Let's see what else. We've got the Marc Jacobs Cabaret lipstick. Beautiful. Some of these, if I don't get to use them in the fall, might roll right into the winter. A Bobbi Brown lipstick in Plum Rose. I tried this in a previous Shop My Stash. I did like a luxury Shop My Stash, and I tried this only once, but I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to see if I can try to use it at least another 1 or 2 times. Then we have the Sephora Cream Lip Stain. I love this formula. What color is this? It says 14. Unfortunately, Sephora doesn't write the name on their tubes. They just give you the number, but it is a beautiful like raspberry plummy shade. This is an oldie but a goodie. Who remembers these? This is the Melted Matte in Queen Bee, and I thought this would be like a fun, lighter, more mauve-y, but like a cool tone mauve that I could use. That would probably go really well with the look I have on today. Then I have a little sample of this Ofra liquid lipstick in Treasure that I've never used. I think it's a metallic, which I'm a little scared of, but I need to try it because that's the only way I'm gonna know if it's for me or not. And then the only other lip colors are these 2 Milani lip liners. I pulled these in because I thought these would go really great with some of those fall brown colors I selected. I should have probably pulled like a raspberry burgundy liner, and I do have quite a few of those, so I'll just find something on days when I want to wear that color. And now we're getting into the hefty eyeshadow portion of this video. And when I said I went ridiculously ham, I wasn't kidding. I really don't know who I am. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 products in here that are not eyeshadow, and the rest is eyeshadow. So let's start with what's on my eyes. It's the BH Zodiac palette. I was not gonna pull this into my fall Shop My Stash, to be honest. And then last night or the night before, I was just sitting around doing like a makeup playtime, just playing with makeup, watching some YouTube. I knew I had to film, but it was just one of those days where I didn't want the pressure of having to do an eye look and then film. I just wanted to play, and I wanted to not care whether it was gonna come out nicely or not. And this has been in my collection since the end of 2019, and except for swatching it, I had not yet put it on my eyes, and I have wanted to for months. So finally I was like, you know what, this is the night you're gonna try this palette for the first time. And I really enjoyed it, and not only did I enjoy it, but I actually posted it on Instagram, which for me, if you know me, you know that's a big deal. I get lost in social media madness. I am too old probably for social media, although, you know, I say that and there's people that are like 20 years older than I am killing it on social media. I'm not a techie person of any kind. I am old school. I write things down in a paper planner. I do like to-do lists on Post-its. Instagram and Twitter? No, never. They scare me. But I am now trying to be like a legit YouTuber over here. So it's like, girl, you've got to start posting to Instagram. So I posted a look. So if you guys are curious, please go support me and my attempt at posting something on Instagram. But I also went ahead and used it again today, twice in a row, which for me, wow, same palette twice in a row with everything I've got is a big deal. I'm really, really liking it so far. Today, I have this and this as my transition shades. I deepened with these two, so this one and that one where my pinky is, and then I mixed these two shades all over my eyelid, the center one as my inner corner, and I feel like there's something else that I can't remember now. I'm really enjoying it so far, so I wanted to pull it in. Now, whether or not I'm gonna get a chance to use it many more times, considering how many other things I have pulled out, I don't know. But as I said, I pull things not with the intention of using every single one, but with this idea of things I would like to try or give more love to and just see what I am inspired to use in the moment. My Lorac Mega Pro 2. A lot of these you guys would have seen if you watched my fall eyeshadow palette. Not recommendations, because I'm not over here to encourage you to go buy more things, but these are palettes in my collection that I thought were fall appropriate, and if you have these, I wanted to inspire you to pull them out. So this was one of those palettes because I thought it had enough fall shades while having other things to throw into the mix to be fall appropriate. And I really do like this palette. I think out of the 4 Lorac Mega Pro palettes that I own, I've used this one the most. The other one I probably should have pulled for is the Mega Pro 1. It has a lot of those burgundy shades, so maybe I should have pulled that one too. This is a Juvia's Place palette, the Nubian 2. I love this palette. I haven't used it in a really long time. This to me is fall, especially if you remove that blue. Although there's nothing wrong with wearing blue in the fall, everything else is just glorious for the fall. Same with Juvia's Place, the Warrior palette. This is a brown lover's dream. These shimmers, anything that I talked about in my top fall palettes that I thought were appropriate for the fall video, I swatched them, or at least I swatched some of the shades in that video. So if you want to see some swatches, you can go ahead and check that out. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is something I had yet to use until the other day when I was playing with makeup. This is the ABH Dream Glow Kit. I bought this last year on a recommendation from Angelica Nyquist because she talked about how this is a great palette to use as inner corner highlights. And I tried one of these together with that BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, and I really enjoyed it. But you know, I have no grasp on this palette. I've used it once and I used one color, so I definitely need to give this some love. This has been brand new and sitting around collecting dust. A palette that I have used a few times last year, I bought this at a discount from TJ Maxx, I believe. This is the Becca Volcano Goddess palette. I think this is also really, really great for the fall. I didn't mention it in my video. I don't want to blind you guys, sorry. But then I was going through all my palettes to pick out things for this Shop My Stash, and I thought, why didn't I think of this? Because these two are stunning. This is a beautiful color for the fall time. It also has some cool tones in case I am feeling in that mood. I'm curious to remember how I enjoyed it, how I liked the formula if I did. Subculture, I have used this a couple of times already in the fall, and I do enjoy this palette even though it is a little tricky to use. I talked about that in my fall palettes video because I had that on in that video, but there's still so many color combinations that I've never tried, and that's why I pulled this in. And then I was thinking, since I pulled the Subculture, I would finally give this one a try. This is the Rimmel, what are these called? Magnifies Jewel Rocks edition. I don't know if these have been discontinued since, because I really love watching what I found at TJ Maxx type of videos. I know there's a bunch of people here on YouTube that do them, and I've been seeing people find these at TJ Maxx, which usually means things are being discontinued for the most part. In any case, I've never used this on my eyes. I've only swatched it for the first time recently, so I would need to really give that one a try. Something that was not eyeshadows. Ooh, I shouldn't have pulled so many blushes, huh? I forgot that I wanted to give these a try. I probably won't get to use all of those blushes I mentioned earlier because when I was doing my blush collection and showing you guys everything I own, sorry, this one doesn't really stay here because these blushes don't usually live in this small little palette. But when I was doing that video, I remembered that I have a few of these single blushes in a palette and I haven't used them in so long, so long, that I really need to give these blushes some love and attention. In fact, I'm trying to remember now, maybe I didn't include these in my single blushes video. This may have actually been in a video I filmed, but I might post after this one, which is my face palettes. So you guys may have seen this already, you may have not. In any case, who cares? The bottom line is I want to give these some more love. All right, let's see what else. I remembered about this one. I don't know, for some reason I've been wanting to use this one lately. It's the Tartelette in Bloom. I guess with all the holiday collections coming out and them coming out with like that triple mini set thing that if you have any of these, why bother? I got inspired to use this. It still smells really good. I haven't used it in forever and I really need to. Moment of truth. Let's see if this actually happens. Guys, I have two ColourPop palettes in my collection. These are the only ColourPop shadows I own. And for some reason, I have yet to use either palette. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I have this weird aversion to ColourPop, even though I haven't even tried their pressed eyeshadow palettes. I don't know if it's because people talk about them all the time and I'm just so sick of hearing ColourPop, 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 ColourPop. But in any case, everyone's been encouraging me to finally use this. I've heard from several people by now that It's My Pleasure is a great palette and it's brand new. I have yet to let it give me any sort of pleasure, so I think we need to work on that. And then I also have this one. This one I got in a BoxyCharm a long time ago. This is the You Had Met Hello. I believe this is the palette that was supposed to initially be a collab with Kathleen Lights, and I know some people have pulled off this sticker. I can't remember what was the original name of this palette, but then I guess it never happened, and then they just slapped this sticker on the back and this sticker on the front so that the palettes wouldn't go to waste. And there's what that looks like. You guys can see, brand new, never swatched, never used. Talk about fall, right? Not bad, not a bad pick for fall. I didn't even think of this either because why would I? I haven't used it. And then Milani Bold Obsessions, which of course is also very fall. I have two of these palettes and also barely have played with them. This, I put it in because it's a great fall pick. Whether I'll get around to it or not, I am not so sure. I never really liked the Modern Renaissance and I went ahead and sold that palette. This was one I bought when I had the Modern Renaissance because I already wanted to be a wannabe YouTuber, even though I didn't have a channel. And I saw so many people comparing the two and doing looks, and I was like, ooh, I want to do that too. I never did. So I went ahead and sold the Modern Renaissance and kept this one because I figured since I don't have the ABH, I might as well at least have a similar color story. So we'll see if I get around to using that. And then I picked two little palettes because I do really enjoy small eyeshadow palettes. They don't overwhelm me. So for days when maybe I want to wear makeup but I don't have a lot of time, these would be two great palettes to go for, especially this one. This is the Becca Ombre Rouge eye palette. This is so basic, so basic, but I want to see if this is one of those basic palettes that's going to become a staple in my collection and that I can actually go through and pan one day, because let's face it, if there's going to be eyeshadow palettes that I use up and pan, it's probably going to be easy on the go type of palettes for that one day when we can again be on the go. And then I also picked the Blushing Berries from Dose of Colors because I haven't used this much, if at all, and I thought that even though this is probably more of a winter palette for me, maybe I could get a head start. Again, I don't expect to go through all of these, but I'm just showing you guys what was on my mind and what were my picks. And with that, this Fall Shop My Stash extravaganza has come to an end. I would love to hear what your fall products are. Like, what do you enjoy using the fall? Are you a seasonal sort of makeup user? If you have a channel and you've done Fall Shop My Stash or fall eyeshadow picks, I am all about that. Right now, I know we're already in like mid-October basically, but I am still just getting my fall groove on. New York actually, surprisingly enough, has fall weather this year. Normally we have a week of fall, maybe two, and then we're dead into winter. But I have to say, we started getting the cooler temperatures a week or two ago, and it's been pretty consistently gorgeous with, you know, a few exceptions. I've been loving the weather, even though I only get out to basically go work and come right back home, because New York is again starting to spike in some neighborhoods, and I happen to live in one of those neighborhoods, so technically we are again back to schools shutting down, restaurants shutting down in some parts of the city, with the exception of delivery and takeout. I believe some stores again are shutting down, so it's been again kind of a little rough around here, but I'm still feeling the fall vibes, feeling optimistic about using some of this makeup, and maybe even coming back with some thoughts for you guys. I have not done a video about all the products I used in the summer Shop My Stash because I kind of felt like it's too late to do that. But if you guys still want me to film that video, if you still want me to talk about the products I used in the summer and what I thought of them and come back and do a Shop My Stash recap, let me know. Maybe I'll try to squeeze that in. I don't make any promises because I have a ton of video ideas and not a ton of time, so I end up having to really prioritize, and I felt like a fall Shop My Stash is a necessity. I'm so late with this. I should have filmed this weeks ago. I hope that you guys liked this video. I hope that you will go ahead and share with me what have you been using and loving. If you guys are doing no buys or low buys, how is that coming along? And other than that, just one more reminder, if you haven't already, to please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support, for all your comments. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you are continuing to stay safe and healthy. I hope that you are taking care of yourself and those around you, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye.
Same thing, my makeup connect. I will go ahead, oh my god, I can't string 3 words together. I thought you know, if it's in my summer shop. That's how we talk around here.